I want to make an aquarium that has 360-degree flow, like a fast-flowing river that goes all the way around it. So to start the job, I got some massive rocks together that I'd collected and then laid out a base on the bottom of the aquarium so I didn't smash the glass. This is like compacted foam and do the job really well. I decided to do like an island in the middle of the aquarium, using the biggest rocks I can as the base first, kind of creating like a stone wall in the centre, and then filled any gaps with smaller rocks just to give it a bit more structural rigidity. Randomly, I decided I didn't like the lighting and decided to hang it from the ceiling just to give more space between the aquarium and the light source because I want plants growing into this area. I'm so glad I decided to do this because the whole look was massively improved. It actually cut down the level of light as well at the bottom of the aquarium, which is good because there isn't going to be a ton of plants down there. Next job was to add in the wood, and I've got this big piece of gnarled, spidery, branchy wood, I guess it is, and it's the perfect length for the aquarium as well and sits neatly on top of the rocks. And then to continue the wood theme under the water line, which is only going to be going up to the top of the rocks, I added more branches as well, just extra details. Then it was time for our decorative sand and gravel. I placed in more coarser gravel all the way around the rock area and then filled out any gaps with the finer gravel, or coarse sand you could call it. With all of those things combined, I think the look is really, really good. And having just that thin layer as well, I think it's really going to give the illusion of a river flowing around, just because you haven't got a big inch or so of like mess around the aquarium. Once I half filled it with water, which is where I want the water line, I added in a water pump. Now this is way oversized for the volume of water, but the idea is that it's going to give us super fast flow going around the aquarium, just creating a 360 degrees water movement. And it definitely did that. Initially I was thinking it might be too fast, but then when you actually look around the other side and in between all the rocks, there's lots of areas that's a slow rate. So the fish can decide if they want to be in the fast flow or if they want to be in the slow moving areas. And then it was time to hook up some filtration. Now this is a little bit different obviously because the water line is not up where the outlet is. So I found a pipe that was the same diameter as the outlet of the filter. I closed off the end with a glue gun and then made holes intermittently along the pipe. This now means that the water sprays out all the way along the pipe, and it means we'll be able to put plants across the whole top wood section. For the plants, I'm going with Boston ferns, and I've made these little packets for the root systems. It's basically just filter floss, aqua soil, some plant food, and the compost that was already around the roots of the plants. Wrap it up with that filter floss, put some bands around it, and then it will wick any water that's in the areas where we want to put them. We also did the same with some ivy and some asparagus fern as well. And then next it was time for the underwater plants. I'm just going with your classics, quite slow growing plants, but just add a little pop of green under that water line. The main area that I want to have greenery is above the water, and then below it, because of the fast flowing water, I'm not going for anything stemmy because it will just get destroyed. And then the finished result is really nice. I'm really looking forward to putting some fish in here. As I say, there's lots of space for the fish and lots of areas they can go into if they're not happy in the fast flow. But that's where we're going to select fish that do like the fast flow. And for that, I went with dwarf neon rainbows and zebra danios. Now, dwarf neon rainbows need a little bit of a warmer water temperature. So when I got back to the studio, I'd raised up the water level because it'd been about a week since I set the tank up, and I added warm water to the mix, plus a heater. This way I got the water to right temperature for the dwarf neons straight away. The zebra danios will also be happy in the tropical temperature. And as soon as I put the fish in, I could see they're absolutely loving it. There are moments where they wanted to dance in the fast flow, and then others where they're going in and out of rocks. I also added hillstream loaches to the mix because they absolutely love the fast flow and were quite often seen just sat on the side of the glass or on rocks in the fastest flowing areas of the tank. I then collected up all the zebra danios that I had in a separate tank, and they absolutely loved this fast flowing water. It's almost mimicking the natural environment and the sort of rivers and streams that they'd be on, and it's the best behaviour I'd ever seen in them. I also added snails and a Mano shrimp as a cleanup crew. Not that it really needs it. There's a little bit of diatoms we hit in the first few weeks, but nothing major, which cleared itself anyway. And because the lighting's so high above the tank, didn't really run into any problems. Not that I would mind too much, because a little bit of algae and whatnot in a tank like this would actually make it look really realistic. I hope you enjoy the look of the tank, and it's something that you might be interested in giving a try, and I'll catch you on the next one.